Do you want to waste hundreds of thousands of dollars on the biggest investment decision of your life? Rent or buy? Which choice will give you financial freedom? The answer is simple. Calculate the total cost. Compare using present value. Why does this work? This slide explains everything. Most people make a simple comparison. Mortgage $2,000, rent $2,000, same thing. But this is a trap. Hidden costs add to that $2,000 mortgage. Property tax, $400. Insurance, $150. HOA, $200. Maintenance reserve, $300. Monthly cash outflow, $3.050. That's $1.050 more than rent. But here's the critical difference. Mortgage payments include principal repayment. This is an asset. It comes back to you in the future. Rent disappears completely. So what you should compare isn't just the payment amounts. It's sunk costs, interest, taxes, insurance, maintenance, opportunity cost versus rent. Those who don't understand this difference make the wrong decision. This is a fundamental principle of financial literacy, not a hypothesis, an established accounting concept. And this is calculable. Write out every expense, separate principal from interest. Compare using present value. This will change your decision. Today, I'll show you the mathematical foundation. Now, let's look at the true cost of home ownership. Mortgage payment, $2,000. Everyone knows this number. But additional expenses start here. Property tax, $400 per month. The U.S. average is about 1.2% of property value, but ranges from 0.3% to 2.2% by state. Insurance, $150 per month. This varies significantly based on regional disaster risk. Always verify with quotes. HOA, $200 per month. Management fees, common area maintenance, and maintenance reserve, $300 per month. Roof or HVAC replacement, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Lifespan varies with climate and specifications, and costs fluctuate annually. Total everything, $3.050 per month. That's 1.5 times the mortgage payment. Compared to rent at $2,000, the difference is $1.050. But here's the critical point. That $2,000 mortgage includes principal repayment. This is an asset. What you should compare is rent versus interest plus taxes plus insurance plus maintenance plus opportunity cost, the sunk costs. This difference changes your decision. Renting has 4 strategic advantages. First, liquidity. Job relocation, family circumstances change. You can move in a few months. Selling a house takes weeks to much longer, depending on market conditions and pricing. Second, predictable costs. Your main expenses are monthly rent plus renter's insurance. Unexpected repair costs, 0. With buying, water heater or roof repairs can suddenly hit you with hundreds to tens of thousands of dollars. Third, no maintenance required. Breakdowns are the landlord's responsibility. This saves your time and effort. And fourth, down payment investment opportunity. Instead of putting an $80,000 down payment into a house, invest it in the stock market. Assuming an average annual return of 8%, it could grow to approximately $806,000 in 30 years. However, this is a pre-tax assumption, and actual results vary significantly with market volatility, taxes, and inflation. This is opportunity cost. Invisible, but it definitely exists. Now let's look at the advantages of buying. First, wealth building. Monthly mortgage principal repayment converts to assets. After 30 years, you fully own a $400,000 property. Rent is money gone, but principal buys you an asset. Second, leverage effect. An $80,000 down payment controls a $400,000 asset. In rising markets, leverage amplifies return on equity. But caution is necessary. In declining markets, equity damage also amplifies. Evaluate including all closing costs and interest. Third, inflation hedge. With a fixed-rate mortgage, your monthly payment stays the same for 30 years. But inflation reduces the real burden year after year. Meanwhile, rent fluctuates by region and index, but tends to rise long-term. This is the mathematical advantage of buying. Break-even analysis. This decides everything. Initial cost of buying. Down payment, $80,000. Closing costs $12,000. Total $92,000. Now, what about costs when you sell the property? Commission and closing costs are several percent of property value plus additional fees. Here's an important note. Selling costs vary by region, negotiation, and contract type. Since 2024, buyer's agent compensation structure has changed. Individual quotes are necessary. What's the break-even point in years? In many cases, it ranges from several years to around 10 years. However, this varies significantly with interest rates, fees, rent inflation, and price fluctuations. Especially in the 2024-2025 market, there's critical data. Due to high interest rates, cases where renting is 30% or more cheaper per month than buying have increased. Break-even points tend to be longer than the traditional few years. Calculate with your interest rate, property price, fees, and rent inflation to determine the years. It depends on market conditions. This break-even point is your decision criterion. Opportunity cost of the down payment. This is the most overlooked cost. Use $80,000 for a house down payment or invest it in the stock market. Assuming an average annual return of 8%, it could grow to approximately $806,000 in 30 years. However, this is a pre-tax assumption. Actual results vary significantly with market volatility, taxes, and inflation. Now, what about the house? Property value appreciates, but you paid mortgage interest, property taxes, and repair costs. You need to compare net returns after subtracting those totals. Opportunity cost is invisible, but it definitely exists, and it determines your wealth. The 5% rule. This simplifies everything. 5% annual rate of property value. This is the benchmark for the true annual sunk cost of homeownership. Look at the breakdown. Property tax 1.2%, insurance 0.3%, maintenance reserve 1%, and opportunity cost 2.5%. The return you could have earned by investing the down payment. Total 5%. But here's an important note. This 5% rule is a benchmark established under low interest rate assumptions. In the 2024-2025 high interest rate environment, with mortgage rates at 6 to 7%, interest payments have increased. Estimating sunk costs at 6 to 7% is realistic. For a $400,000 property, that's $24,000 to $28,000 annually. Approximately $2,000 to $2,333 per month. This is the sunk cost of homeownership. What's critical is that in comparisons, mortgage interest is a cost, while principal is an asset. Compare on the same playing field as costs to make your decision. This 5% to 7% rule enables your decision in 3 seconds. Complex calculations unnecessary. Now, let's organize today's key points. Here's today's summary. First, separate costs from assets. Mortgage payments include principal repayment. This is an asset. What you should compare is rent versus sunk costs. Interest, taxes, insurance, maintenance, opportunity cost. Understand this difference. Second, break-even analysis. Break-even points range from several years to over 10 years in many cases. It varies with interest rates, fees, and price fluctuations. Especially in the 2024-2025 high interest rate environment, it's extending beyond traditional timeframes. Calculate with your conditions. Third, opportunity cost of the down payment. Investing could grow it to hundreds of thousands of dollars. However, actual results vary significantly with market volatility, taxes, and inflation. Don't ignore this invisible cost. Rent or buy, there's no right answer. It depends on your situation. If you need liquidity, rent. If you're staying long-term, buy. Decide based on present value and sunk costs, not emotion. Which will you choose? What's your planned residency period? What's the interest rate environment? Share your situation in the comments. Your choice, your calculations, your questions. All of this becomes the wisdom of this community. Thanks for investing your time with me today. This channel breaks down life's critical financial decisions, like rent versus buy, with numbers and strategy. If you want the power to decide with math, not emotion, subscribe. Turn on notifications too. Until next time, keep building.